इफ आई लिव्ड लाइक सम काइंड ऑफ अ स्टूपिड फूल प्रिंस, तो वो मुझे बहुत अपने आप से दूर कर देती चीज़। I think Smita, all said and done, she was the overarching memory of the film, you know. She was less, but she was more, you know what I mean? आपकी याद आती रही रात भर, चश्मे नम मुस्कुराती रही रात भर. That was Smita, you know what I mean? Well, you know, this house, when I was shooting Gaman, this was strewn with taxi drivers, you know. सब लेटे रहते थे यहाँ पर, फिर खड़े होते थे, फिर चल देते थे. Stardom, they're using stardom for marketing. I think we should grow out of that and use art for marketing, you know what I mean? मैंने खय्याम साहब से कहा, खय्याम साहब जरा इसको एक बार ट्राई तो करें. So we gave her the ghazal and the melody, and she was too good, you know what I mean? You have to hear the ghazals that she sung for Anjuman. They are beautiful. To me, it was very obvious, and it was also a surprise that she agreed without any conditions attached, you know. Like, though I don't like this word Muslim social and all that, you know. I think it's a cultural expression, and we were part of the same culture. अब जब उमराव जहान में हर तरह के लोग जाते हैं, कुछ में लिखा तो नहीं कि वो सिर्फ मुसलमान जाएंगे या हिंदू नहीं जाएंगे, तो वो और अवध का पूरा कल्चर जो है वो जिसे कहते हैं गंगा जमनी कल्चर है, मिलने का, जुड़ने का, मोहब्बत का कल्चर है. तो इसको जो अलग कर देते हैं ना, इसमें कोई मज़हब तो कहीं है ही नहीं.
इस शहर में हर शख्स परेशान सा क्यों है, मेरे लिए भी क्या कोई उदास बेकरार है, आपकी याद आती रही रात भर. These are not yearnings or lamentations. These are philosophies of love and longing. I'm in conversation with a filmmaker who articulated all these beautiful thoughts on screen. I'm in conversation with a painter, filmmaker, aesthete, Muzaffar Ali. Thank you, sir, for being part of this conversation. It's a complete pleasure and privilege.
Same here.
You know, you were with the Air India, you were with the, I think, with the PR department, advertising department. What suddenly made you give it all up, and you know, was it like a pursuit for something?
Actually, I've tried to document that in my autobiography, Zikr. But I would like to go a little further back to Calcutta. And I moved to Calcutta from Aligarh, which was a city of poetry, where I had gone to study science. And when I went to Calcutta, I was working in advertising because I couldn't come to terms with science, geology, botany, chemistry. I wanted to be as near as art as possible. And Mr. Ray used to be our director. So I used to watch him very carefully. कि ये क्या कर रहे हैं?
In the agency that you worked?
In the agency I worked, you know. Okay. And he was basically sketching and detailing his films, you know. And that's when I realized, why don't I take Awadh into that zone, you know. He's taken Bengal into that zone. I think Awadh needs to be in that zone of very kind of artistic and very special, this is, you know, dimension of Awadh should come out, you know. Because Awadh, people from Awadh were moving to Bombay and getting drowned in the ocean, you know. They were not really getting their Awadh out, you know what I mean. They were losing their Awadh in the process. In fact, when Gaman was made, Rahi Saab saw the film and he wrote in this Shama magazine कि मुझे भी लगा कि मैं गुलाम हसन की तरह यहाँ पर अपने कलम की टैक्सी चला रहा हूँ. तो वो मुझे ये चीज़ें जो थी मुझे तकलीफ देती रहती थी कि ये लोग जो हैं वो कितना खो देते हैं in the process. So Gaman was all about how everything was getting lost in the process. The ethos of Awadh, the ethos of poetry, the ethos of the human identity. and it was all getting scattered in a big, what should I say, jungle.
Metropolis.
For
There is a
metropolis.
scene in Gaman where someone says taxi number, he's dead.
Dead, yeah. Huh.
He's not
Yeah.
referred to. I think that sort of epitomizes
He
that
becomes a number,
displacement. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't say
Uh.
falana falana mar gaya, they say taxi number 4000 something. And that has been captured beautifully. Why was Smita Patil there so sparingly? I have a huge complaint with you. Why was she there so sparingly in?
I think वो तो script के हिसाब से थी.
Farooq got all the
Farooq.
rich lines, and so did Jalal Agha. And what was it? Was it tough directing actors? Like, it was your first film. How did you coax such lovely performances?
I think by being one with them, by just becoming, I mean, the way we worked there was something out of this, you can't imagine how we worked.
So can you recreate the Bombay of the 70s for me? I mean, the kind of...
Well, this house,
Huh.
when I was shooting Gaman,
Yeah.
this was strewn with taxi drivers,
Really?
सब लेटे रहते थे यहाँ पर, फिर खड़े होते थे, फिर चल देते थे. टैक्सियों में वो हमारी वो कन्वेंस भी थी और मॉडल्स भी थे वो लोग, और दे वर पार्ट ऑफ द प्रॉप्स आल्सो. और कहीं भी खड़े होके अपना एक सीन कर लिया, किसी का पेट खराब हो गया, किसी का कुछ हो गया, किसी का एक्सीडेंट हो गया. सो दीज टैक्सी ड्राइवर्स वर जस्ट लिटरली स्लीपिंग हियर. एंड देन व्हेन वी वेंट टू शूट इन कोटवारा, we all went unreserved second class. I've got pictures of that, I'll show you. एक कंपार्टमेंट में सब भरे हुए हैं, एंड एक तरफ वो स्मिता इज प्लेइंग चेस एंड ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है. आई मीन इट वाज हैड अ बॉल. और फिर उसके बाद चलते रहते एक पत्थर आया, उसने एक शीशे पे लगा, एंड देन जस्ट गॉट टोटली स्मैश्ड एंड शैटर्ड. तो मैंने कहा यार इसको चुपके से ऊपर कर लो, जब सनसेट होगा तो वील शूट द सनसेट थ्रू द शैटर्ड ग्लास, व्हिच वी डिड एक्चुअली. So I think, and then in Kotwara also, when we were shooting there, we were all living in the whole house. किसी को पता नहीं कौन कहाँ सो रहा है, कोई पलंग पे लेटा है, कोई सोफे पे लेटा है, कोई कहीं लेटा है. उसके बाद वो whole Kotwara got divided into two. One was the Charsi Kotwara, and the other was the Namazi Kotwara.
Both indolent.
Both, yeah. I mean, एक के लीडर थे फारूक शेख, नवाजियों के. चर्सियों के तो बहुत थे. But I think it was a very kind of a organic happening, where camera भी लग जाए, ये भी हो जाए, वो भी हो जाए. Nadeem was my cameraman. So we did everything we didn't know whether we were shooting or what we were doing. एक लुंगी में कैमरा चलता था, और वीटी पे कैमरा लटक रहा है लुंगी से, और चुपके से जाके वी टुक अ लॉट ऑफ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल शॉट्स थ्रू द लुंगी. अब वो किसी को क्या मालूम कि वो उसके अंदर कैमरा है. सो कैमरे को पता ही नहीं चलता कैमरा है कहाँ वो. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड कि डोंट लेट द कैमरा बी सीन एनीवेयर. एंड देयर वी हैड जलाल आगा. अब जलाल आगा just couldn't afford to be discreet, he had to make sure that people recognized. उसको बहुत तकलीफ हो रही थी कि he's sitting there and saying his lines and nobody is understanding that this is Jalal. फिर he got himself known, then it was a nuisance.
Everyone turned up. Is there one indelible memory you have of Smita, like while you were shooting the scenes? Anything?
I think Smita, all said and done, she was the overarching memory of the film, She was less, but she was more, you know what I mean? आपकी याद आती रही रात भर, चश्मे नम मुस्कुराती रही रात भर. That was Smita, you know what I mean? And then there was this whole song was treated with rhythm and without rhythm half. The rhythm is Farooq Sheikh. He's like he's moving in a city, he's still in a city, and there she's moving in a kind of a moving village, you know what I mean? So it was so kind of what shall I say, rich with emotions, and that
Also so poignant, no? I mean, there's poverty and there's the fact that, I mean, he goes back to the station, yet he can't go home.
yeah,
Like even the
that
last
was
scene.
too good. You know, his work. I mean, I don't think Farooq के अलावा कोई कर सकता था वो काम.
What was the a child from a princely family doing making films on taxi drivers? Why was the calling? What was something that
I think
Yeah.
my father, in his own strange way, he had de-feudalized me totally. You know what I mean? I had no trace of any feudalism left because when I was sent to Aligarh, I was sent with the old rickety bike, which was हर वक्त वो पंक्चर की दुकान पे खड़ी रहती थी, and nobody knew ये आदमी कहाँ से आया है, कहाँ का नहीं है, and I think I just forgot what I was all about, you know, because of I got totally declassed, and that declassing has been part of my uh, celebration of life, you know. If I had lived like some kind of a stupid fool prince, तो वो मुझे बहुत अपने आप से दूर कर देती चीज़. So that way, and that's how I got into my job. I didn't want to take any money from anybody. मैंने 150 रुपए की नौकरी से काम शुरू किया कलकत्ते में.
wow.
उससे मैंने 3 जूते खरीदे और जूते खरीद के बेचे और हर जूते पे 50 रुपए का फायदा मैंने उठाया. I had some people who loved what I wore. तो मैंने कहा यार इसको बेवकूफ़ बनाया जाए, इसके जूते इसको बेचना चाहिए. कह रहे यार पता नहीं ये जूते, मैंने कहा मैंने डिज़ाइन किए हैं जूते.
So how did the transition from Calcutta to Bombay happen?
From Calcutta, I went to Delhi for a while, and then from there, I got a job with Air India. Now, getting a job with Air India made a world of difference because it was not a very paying job, but it was a very important job, you know. And I had a lot of.
Were you a bachelor
freedom.
there?
No.
You were married.
But I had a ball there. Air India was.
Everybody has a favorite Ratan Tata story. Do you have one?
I have a JRD Tata story.
Yeah, a JRD or a JRD Tata story. Yeah.
Yeah, people went to JRD and said, "Hey, why is Muzaffar making a film? Isn't it it's not in the rules?"
Conflict.
He said, "Where are the rules? He showed me the rules. You can play tennis, you can play cricket, you can play hockey in your spare time. He can make a film in his spare time." So he was quite cool, you know.
So while you made Gaman, you were actively also involved in advertising.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took leave from the office.
Yeah. I think Air India job was a very elevating job for me. It gave me the freedom to promote art, to buy art, to send artists abroad. All these funny things I could do, and I made films also. With Zafar Hai, I made a film on the first Boeing we got delivery of, you know, To Serve is to Love. It's a very beautiful film. So I was what I was doing with Air India or in Air India with Air India was something that had not happened to Air India.
Amazing. And coming back to Gaman, Gaman had a lot of firsts, like obviously Suresh Watkar's iconic song, but Hariharan made his debut, Chaya Ganguly made her debut.
Yeah.
Who were the other debutants on your
All the
film?
Kutwara village people, all the Bombay taxi driver.
The Bombay taxi drivers. Did any of the stars and
Nana Patekar,
oh yeah,
Arun Joglekar, and
was Nana Patekar the firebrand that did he fight with you on the set, and did he have a lot of
he was actually didn't fight because he came on as my assistant, you know.
Really?
He was a graphic designer, you know. So he used to get all my little posters and this and that done, you know. So वो बेचारा, he was always a great help to me. अभी सुबह भी मेरी बहुत बात हुई. तो he's a very nice man, you know.
So there were no tantrums on Gaman.
नहीं.
I believe Ketan Mehta and all were your assistants.
Ketan was.
You want to talk about that? How did you accept?
He was part of the जो वो breakup हुआ था ना गुटवारे में, नमाजियों का चर्चियों.
Oh my goodness. So that's how you all formed this one gang of crazy.
Ketan was good, you know. He was full of spark, you know.
And then he went on to, of course, I think Bhavni Bhavai and Holi.
He was a talented man.
If I had to ask you to look back with affectionate Gaman, if there's one thing, I don't think it did critically, commercially too well at that point, didn't it?
अभी भी जिंदा है वो, कोविड में जिंदा हो जाती है,
हाँ,
मौके मौके पे वो जिंदा हो जाती है.
हाँ. So is it tough marrying commerce with, you know, when you have a certain artistic vision? Is it tough always? The box office has so many dictates.
See, my contention has been that people, it's not commerce, you know. It's really the art of marketing, you know. If you know the art of marketing, you can market something which is nothing, you know what I mean. So you can market anything, you know, in terms of an experience, you know. अब जो नहीं कर पाया इसका मतलब I can't vouch for them, you know. I've given up the marketing side and I'm now making, I'm being creative. But if I was just a marketing man, I would be able to market Gaman very well, you know.
So it's always a tug of war between.
Yeah, there is a tug of war. Here, what is happening is that the marketing people are using tested tools, you know. Stardom, they're using Stardom for marketing. I think we should grow out of that and use art for marketing, you know what I mean? Art for marketing, art of marketing.
And then we come to Agaman, which again was Anupam Kher's debut. I mean, while he talks about Saransh a lot,
He
Agaman
got Saransh out of Agaman, you know,
as a showreel.
as a show. You know, all my cast has been some kind of a funny experiment, you know. Just Anupam Kher used to be here all the time. I think I saw him in a play and then I liked him, and then I remember him taking Shad out in his godi all the time, you know. And then I said, there's a role like this, but here the son is actually in life older than you. So how do you look old?
Suresh Oberoi's father.
तो खैर उनको पहले तो धोती होती वो पहन के आए, धोती कुर्ता पहन के, तो मैंने कहा यार तुम लग रहा है कि ये हरे कृष्णा मंदिर से निकल के अमेरिकन. तो मैंने कहा तुम ऐसा करो, एक वो खुर्री खटिया लो और एक खुर्रा कम्बल लो और उसको लपेट के तुम धूप में बैठो, फिर वो जो निकलेगी चीज वो जबरदस्त होगी. He did that, you know. He was really good, I think. He was a good, remarkable actor. Then he also did another small film for me, Laila Majnu Ki Nai Nautanki. That was a very interesting experiment of Bollywood types and the actual Nautanki ladies and Nautanki players, you know. Gulab Bhai. वो बहुत मजे की थी.
Did Agaman release? Did it get a release as
Yeah, yeah.
theatrical release? I think.
Agaman, you should see. It's a very funny film.
Huh.
And it's a revolutionary film in terms of its concept. And to look at, it's the texture of the handmade is very beautiful in that. So there's a contrast of the handmade and the mill made. So वो बहुत कुछ जो समझने वाला है वो समझ सकता है उसका. So textiles has always been a very important part of my expression of people and thoughts and themes.
Talking of textiles, Shabana had told me a lovely story that the first time she wore an off-white with a black bandi was for Anjuman. And but before that, she also told me a story that you convinced her to sing. She said there was a mehfil at Janki Kutir. You want to tell the audience how you discovered the Shabana Azmi and convinced her to sing for Anjuman?
Yeah, because when I heard her sing, I mean, she was just singing some shares. I thought that this can be a game changer because I wanted that kind of a voice that looked right with that face, you know. She has a very strong face. And I don't think any playback lady singer's face matched her face, voice matched her face, you know. तो मैंने खयाम साहब से कहा, खयाम साहब जरा इसको एक बार ट्राई तो करें. So we gave her the ghazal and the melody. And she was too good, you know. I mean, you have to hear the ghazals that she sang for Anjuman. They are beautiful.
Sang three of them, no?
6, 7, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Ek mein, there's a duet between her and Bhupinder. That's also very, very nice. गुलाब जिस्म का यूं ही नहीं खिला होगा, हवा ने पहले तुझे फिर मुझे छुआ हो.
Is there a link of the film on YouTube or
It's
any?
with the director of film festival, but I think I'll bring it to the public. This thing, you know?
People should.
Because the dialogues of Rahi Masuk Raza are something else.
Yeah.
Performances of that film are so real and so unusual. And Shaukat Appa, she's amazing. You know?
Coming to Shaukat Appa, I think she's one of your favorite actors. A lot of films, you know, in Umrao, she plays this complete scheming madam of the brothel. So, do you have any? Do you recall any sort of memorable?
Yeah, I think we had a pack of 3 people, you know, Shaukat Appa, Ishan Arya, myself, and Yunus Parvez. And we used to be in splits of laughter, you know. And often Yunus Parvez was the butt of the thing. And Ishan Arya's sense of humor, coupled with Shaukat Appa's humor and my little this thing, it was just the most hilarious set. You know, we were in, you know, peals of laughter. So I think that's the only way to make a film. Because between shots, if you're not laughing and joking, you'll go mad, you know. So I don't know how people shoot films without laughing. You know? Either they do abuse or they laugh, you know.
Talking about Zuni, I mean, it was the life of Haba Khatun, the poetess, and you worked with really mainstream actresses. Like, how did you think of, say, Dimple Kapadia for Zuni? And, you know, because she was at the peak of her career as a commercial, doing Jaane Do Na and all of those wonderful songs and all that. How did you think of Dimple for?
I mean, Dimple, I think, had this film been finished, and even whatever there is, I don't think there was any better choice than Dimple. And it's just that it's one of those unfortunate things, you know.
Is it because of because of the insurgency, and there's an oft repeated tale that Vinod Khanna didn't show up for shooting? Is that true? Like he just
Yeah.
bunked shooting,
He bunked twice, you know.
like 50, like a proper schedule.
One full schedule, and one schedule he made half. You know? So, अब तो चले गए अब क्या कहें.
But is the insurgency the only real reason you could not then transpose
No,
it?
I think insurgency was the main reason. Because, you know, there was too many. I think I did. I was too ambitious. मैंने पूरी फिल्म का जो एक ट्रीटमेंट किया था was to put all her emotions into seasons, you know. All the sad things that happened to her had to happen in snow, all the or in fall and this and that. So I divided the whole schedule into seasons. And I couldn't complete those seasons, and these people didn't have. I mean, I didn't realize that the Bollywood people will not be able to give me so much time as I need to tell my story, you know. तो वो एक तरफ से गड़बड़ हो गया. But whatever it is, whatever I've shot is very beautiful. And now Shahad is trying to finish it in his way, which he'll tell you.
When you shoot with Bollywood actors, now say Rekha for instance, are there a lot of mannerisms and stuff that they have to unlearn when they work with you? For example, while Rekha ji imbibed the essence and spirit of Umrao based on the story, like for example, Rekha ji was probably used to Kamal Masters dancing, and you know, then having to adapt to Kumudri Lakhya or say costumes. You know, Bollywood actors they all want their clothes all tightly sewn to their bodies, and you know, and she was she was always playing a courtesan in so many films, but in Umrao there was something else. You want to take us through that? And I know you saw her. You were at some hotel lobby and you saw a magazine cover and you decided you wanted to cast her. And of course, she was a very popular actor. But besides that, besides everything that we know about Umrao, is there something else you'd like to? I mean, going behind the scenes now that we are revisiting it 40 years later.
I think once she agreed, that was I mean, to me it was very obvious, and it was also a surprise that she agreed without any conditions attached, you know. And maybe she saw beyond the moment. She could see more than what I could show her, you know, I mean, in the role. But then, from there, working backwards to prepare the whole tarmac for her, you know, to land was a big thing, you know, to get the whole.
I believe she traveled by train also and biting cold with Dina Pathak and all of them. Huh?
नहीं वो तो सब चीज़ें अलग हैं लेकिन जो हम लोगों ने तैयारी की उसके लिए that was really something else getting the poetry. See, she is a poetess in a film and a poetess of pain, the poetess of angst, a poetess of optimism, a poetess of um, you know, this inimitable spirit and then disillusionment. So to get that graph ready, it took me about one whole year with the poet, you know. And then after that, to get Khayyam into the whole thing and to create melodies which would again become her kind of tour de force was a big thing, you know. So the kind of preparation that went into creating her and her whole textile journey, you know, what all. So that was, I mean, to get her also to agree to wear these things because they, as you said, now they have their own pet, this, that, and the other, you know. But to get her into it, it became very easy because the preparation we did to make her what she became was very, you know,
Correct
very.
me if I'm wrong. I feel some of the dances in Umrao, there is a certain Bollywood quality which gently, seamlessly becomes more Muzaffar Ali towards when ye kya jagah hai doston,
Exactly.
or there is less, there's an un-Bollywoodization of
एक बॉलीवुड एक ही है बॉलीवुड वर्जन दैट इज
इन आंखों की
दिल
मस्ती.
नहीं
दिल
दिल
चीज
चीज
क्या है?
इन आंखों की मस्ती तो फुल ऑन इट्स कुमुदनी लाखी.
So was it, did Rekha easily take instructions from Kumudini Lakhia ji?
Yeah, because she was realizing that the add-on was too much, you know. I mean, the little things that Kubudni did were magnificent, you know, and nobody could have done that with in here. You've seen
Several times.
you've seen the way she uses her hands and all that. It's Kumudni, you know. Kumudni has got enormous grace, you know. And she's from Lucknow also. She's got from the Lucknow Gharana.
What about the costumes? How? Because she was doing Muqaddar Ka Sikandar and films like that, or where she played this Tawaif and Courtesan. How difficult or easy was it for you to, you know, blend those kind of costumes?
I think only for the dance there was this peshwazes. Otherwise, she was always wearing these bada gararas
Gararas.
and this and that, which were made uh, nothing was bought from the market. You know what I mean? These all संदूक के कपड़े, अलमारियों के कपड़े, लोगों के कपड़े with the fragrance of time, and so that was. And once you get heady with that, then half the job is done.
So she submitted totally.
She realized the beauty that was coming through these things. You know what I mean?
She had given an interview where she said, "Oh, I sleepwalked through Umrao. You know, it was I did my dubbing over 3 nights in Chennai."
Wrong.
No?
She said, "I'll do it in 3 nights."
Okay.
But it took several weeks because you had to breathe Urdu through her. You know what I mean? That was a job.
When we talk about Umrao, I have to talk about the music, Khayyam Saab. But before that, I remember Jaydev was initially signed on to do the music, and then that didn't work out for some reason. But I remember reading an interview of Khayyam Saab where he said Asha ji had to sing 2 octaves lower
One octave.
than she sings. So I mean, do you recall any music room?
Yeah.
You know,
Because I think the music journey was the longest journey, and for the lyrics. Then after that, the what shall I say? Getting the melodies right, getting the trajectory of the lyrics right from her, you know, early times to her disillusionment to her final disillusionment. Getting the poetry right was the biggest challenge because I removed the poetry from the book and created a new kind of a style, a new kind of a metaphor, which was going to tell the story, you know. My musical journey in films began with Gaman, you know, began with Jaydev, began with Shahriyar, Ghazal of Makhdoom. So basically, poetry has been my driving force, and I see kind of realism in poetry, poetry in realism. And that's how I felt my films were a little different to what was happening here. Because here, music and films come as a package deal, you know. And here I wanted to create something else. I mean, when I was making Gaman, Jaydev was very upset कि ये गाने गाए नहीं जाएंगे. हमने कहा नहीं बैकग्राउंड में ये कहना अरे यार तुमने इतनी मेहनत कराई बैकग्राउंड में डाल दिया. तो बट ही वाज वंडरफुल. आई मीन टू वर्क विद जयदेव.
Is due na?
अरे वो अजीब सा उनके काम में मस्ती और नशा था जो मैं मतलब आई मीन आई यूज्ड टू आर्ग्यू विद हिम ऑन वेरियस मेलोडीज बट व्हाट ही गॉट out of you know the whole thing was something out of this world, you know. तो I mean मुझे लगता है उस तरह की जादूगरी कम मिलेगी देखने को. Then the same I went with the same kind of legacy experience in talking to Umrao Jan, you know. And there again I had Shahriyar with me. I made sure that this time first I will get all my lyrics right because once I get into the म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर्स सिचुएशन हील से कि नहीं इनको लो और फिर आई बी लॉस्ट, यू नो. बिकॉज ये बहुत हो जाता है फिल्मी दुनिया में कि इनको लो इनको ना लो. तो ऐसे देन व्हाट द हेल एम आई डूइंग हियर. तो मैंने कहा पहले मैं अपनी वो शायरी ठीक कर लूँ.
So Asha ji was a unanimous choice.
वो तो बाद में हुई चॉइस.
अच्छा.
पहले जयदेव ही कर रहे थे म्यूजिक.
अच्छा.
हाँ. He did some compositions with one Lady Madhurani. She hung well, but it didn't have the oomph, you know, and what we needed. But then we told Jaydev, तो he said, इससे अच्छा तो मैं नहीं कर सकता हूँ, वगैरह वगैरह. He walked out. Then I took Ayyam साहब. In fact, आशा जी उस कह रही थी कल मैंने जब बात की, कह रहे आप मुझे गमन में जयदेव जी को ले रहे थे, उन्होंने मुझे एक गाना वादा किया था और फिर देखिए मुझे खय्याम साहब ने सारे गाने दे दिए. मैंने कहा जी. So so the thing is that when we worked out this whole music, the poetic journey, I told शहरियार कि ये किरदार है, आप पढ़ा चुके हैं यूनिवर्सिटी में इसको, लेट्स स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दिस. कहना यार कहाँ मुझे तुम ये औरतों की शायरी में डाल रहे हो. मैंने कहा ये औरत मदद के चक्कर में मत पड़िए, आप जरा सोचिए. तो हम पहले तो आपकी वो शायरी लेके चलते हैं, ये क्या जगह है दोस्तों, वो आपकी गज़ल लिखी हुई है. अब ये है आपकी मतलब ये इसको हमें लड़के को यहाँ इस मंजिल पे लेके आना है. और इसके बाद लेट्स गो बैकवर्ड्स to a time when she's just been abducted and she's go into the kotha and she's learned music and now she's going to sing her first song and she has the optimism and the joy of facing life. So then he wrote this दिल चीज़ क्या है आप मेरी जान लीजिए. फिर कहिए तो आसमां को ज़मीन पर उतार लाए, मुश्किल नहीं है कुछ भी अगर ठान लीजिए. तो this kind of an optimism it was what I was expecting, you know. हमने कहा इसके बाद और चलें आगे. फिर दिन इन आँखों की मस्ती के मस्ताने हजारों हैं. फिर इस शम्मे फरोज़ा को आंधी से डराते हो, इस शम्मे फरोज़ा के परवाने हजारों हैं. तो that kind of, you know, she's now going up, soaring in popularity and fame, you know. And then she gets disillusioned. जुस्तजू जिसकी थी उसको तो न पाया हमने, इस बहाने से मगर ढूंढ देख ली दुनिया हमने. तो ये जो ग्राफ जो जा रहा था ये शहरियारी कर सकते थे. और फिर उसके बाद जो इसकी म्यूजिकल एक वो बनी है, क्या नाम है, trajectory was something beyond imagination, because then when it come then खयाम realize कि मुझे अब काम तो इन्हीं के साथ करना है और ये मुजफ्फर साहब के साथ काम करना है, और it took me 1 whole year to work on the bass of the music, you know. यहीं सामने खयाम साहब रहते थे, शहरियार साहब भी इसी घर में आके ऊपर रहते थे, and it was really going from one ghazal into another ghazal into another ghazal was like something else. वही मेरे लिए तो वही बड़ी फिल्म थी, उसका इस चीज़ की तख्लीक करना, इसका क्रिएटिव जर्नी जो थी, that was for me a very big thing. So something like this, then it reaches Asha ji. Now she gets totally absorbed in the whole thing. Now she wants the story to be told to her, the book to be read to her, situations to be explained to her, and then she takes you to Lucknow when she's never been. And you realize that this song has to come from some old Haveli or a Jharoka in Lucknow, because इतना उसका एक लखनऊ से उसको हम लोगों ने इतना उसको वाबस्ता कर दिया, उसको फ्यूज कर दिया कि दैट आई थिंक वाज अ मिरेकल, यू नो. तो दैट उसके बाद फिर वो जाता है मामला हाई कोर्ट में रेखा के पास, and then Kumudni comes in. So I think the whole thing was just layering of beauty, you know what I mean, which doesn't come so easily. और ख़ास तौर से अगर आप एक औरत से गज़ल गवा दें, तो वो शक्ल उसकी कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच जाती है. एक गज़ल गाती हुई हसीना तो कुछ और ही होती है. वी डोंट नो, आई मीन कम ऐसे नज़ारे होते हैं.
Also, traditionally, the ghazal, I mean, one has heard of Lata ji and Madan Mohan, and one has heard of, you know, if you saw all of them, and suddenly there was Asha ji taking over, giving it a different hue and nuance. You know, so far whenever you say Hindi film ghazal, it's always Lata ji and Madan Mohan ghazals. You know, and then there was Umrao with its completely, it just sort of even gave Asha ji a different, I mean, dua. And
But it was taking ghazal to where it was born. It was taking ghazal into a milieu, into a time which we were soaked in recreating, you know what I mean? So it was not just a duo combination, it was something bigger than that, larger than life, an ethos, the pain of the ethos, the power of the words. It was कुछ और ही चीज थी. There was a Shahryar was not knowing what he was going to do, you know what I mean? So Madan Mohan and लता जी में शायर का जो एलिमेंट था वो आना, फिर उसके साथ एक माहौल का एलिमेंट आना, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ जाता है. एक दुनिया अलग बन जाती है ना, और उस दुनिया में आप लोगों को ले जाएं विद द होल जाहो हशम के साथ, तो वो तो लोग उसको, आई मीन इट्स सिंपल, इट्स नॉट, आई एम नॉट क्रिएटिंग अ crores worth of set or multiple dancers or anything like that. I'm just creating a simple heartbeat, you know, which has to be heard as a heartbeat, you know what I mean? So that kind of a organic chemistry in music, to me, it was treading into an unknown zone.
you remember anything while recording the song? Do you remember any kind of something that happened while recording the songs of Umrao Jan? Any? And of course, there's Talat Aziz.
Talat Aziz, हाँ.
Beautiful song.
I think Talat Aziz also, उसमें जो गाने में वो है नगमगी, वो स्टेज पर नहीं वो गा सकते हैं. वो जो चीज़ रिकॉर्डिंग में एवरी लिटिल नुआंस, एवरी लिटिल ब्रेथ, एवरी लिटिल punctuation has to be right, you know. So, and the musicians we had, you know, I used to always go and have a one-to-one with the musicians. सुल्तान खान की सारंगी तो उन्होंने तो कलेजा फाड़ दिया उस सारंगी से. हम जाते,
Are these one
मैं
takes?
जाता था उनके हाथ चूमता था. मैंने कहा खासाबाज बस फाड़ दीजिए कलेजा सबका. And he used to really go out, you know.
Are these one take songs? Did Asha ji, it's like a one take?
Oh. But Khayyam always wanted one more take, you know. वो शर्मा जी जो रिकॉर्डिस्ट होते, जब टेक हो गया तो खयाम साहब यूं करते, तो शर्मा जी अरे खयाम नीचे कर.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then Asha ji sang about 7 songs for Zuni, you know, which is, I
Oh,
think,
those songs are something else.
sir, why don't you release them to the public? Yeah, I think it's the world's best kept musical secret, the songs of Zuni. Why are you holding them on to dear life? Why don't
I've
you?
given them to Shan, so I've shot a few
Huh.
on Dimple, and the rest are there. You know, they that again was a Shahryar, Khayyam, Asha, Dimple combination. You know?
So, I mean, in the cliched, everybody would say, you know, woman-centric director, you know, all your films. So, did your male actors complain about it? Like when you were doing Umrao, did Nasir sir and Farooq, or, you know, when you were doing, say, Anjuman, or when you were doing Zuni, did everybody say, oh no, the women have bigger parts?
सोच समझ के आए थे, वो सब स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ के आए थे.
But obviously, when
और जहाँ तक विनोद का सवाल है, उसने he didn't take it seriously.
he didn't show up only.
नहीं, he looked good.
Yeah.
Whenever he came, he looked very good. फिर वो उनके पास और भी सहारे थे ना.
You mean his other commercial projects or his...
नहीं, उनके मतलब he enjoyed himself. I mean, he didn't take life too seriously.
If you had to go back in time, and what is the one piece of advice that you'd give a younger Muzaffar Ali?
I think number one is patience. The other is rootedness. Then deep humanism and a very sharp sense of aesthetics.
Which, of course, I mean, in all the kind of designs.
Whatever. That's why, you know, the discipline of craft pays back, you know, because when you watch people, how meticulously they work on craft and the kind of impact craft has, that's a big learning experience, you know. The human effort channelized into a medium carefully, gently, slowly, meticulously can really, even the Taj Mahal, you know, it's just it's a result of deep patience, you know.
So the Muslim social as a construct in films, you know, especially in the 60s, whether it was Mere Mehboob or it was, say, in the early 70s, Pakiza, which took a long time to make, or Mughal-e-Azam. Do you feel the Muslim social has been constructed with authentic, or right up to, say, Sanjeev Bhansali when he made Hira Mandi? Do you think the Muslim social has been constructed with a fair degree of authenticity and aesthetics? What is your take? When you see a film like, say, Pakiza, or when you see a film like Mughal-e-Azam, what is your take on it?
I don't like this word Muslim social and all that, you know. I think it's a cultural expression, and we were part of the same culture. I mean, as much as, I mean, any other community, you know.
Of course,
they were part of the same culture. अब जब उमराव जहान में हर तरह के लोग जाते हैं, कुछ में लिखा तो नहीं कि वो सिर्फ मुसलमान जाएंगे या हिंदू नहीं जाएंगे. तो वो और अवध का पूरा कल्चर जो है वो जिसे कहते हैं गंगा जमनी कल्चर है. मिलने का, जुड़ने का, मोहब्बत का कल्चर है. तो इसको जो अलग कर देते हैं ना, इसमें कोई मज़हब तो कहीं है ही नहीं. उमराव जहान में तो वो पूरा वो ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश से शुरू होती है उसकी तालीम. तो उसमें कहाँ कल्चर है कोई, मतलब मज़हब है. तो इट्स अबाउट a blending of thought and blending of culture, and that's what my kind of mission is through Jahan-e-Khusro, you know. It's the blending of cultures, the blending of concepts, the blending of instruments, the blending of words. जितना कृष्ण जी पे सूफियों ने लिखा है उतना किसी और ने नहीं लिखा है. तो सवाल ये है कि पहले तो उससे हमको निकलना पड़ेगा, और दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि जो फ़िल्में बनी हैं, वो वो जब तक किसी दौर में नहीं दाखिल होती हैं, उस दौर की जो पूरी एक खुशबू है, उसमें तक गहराई से नहीं उतर पाती, तो वो ना इधर की होती ना उधर की होती। मतलब मज़े की होती हैं, लेकिन वो मज़ा जो है वो एक उसका कोई टेस्ट नहीं होता है। अब जो इन फ़िल्मों का आपने नाम लिया, वो उस 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 ज़माने की सच्चाई से बहुत दूर है। तो सच्चाई से दूर ना होना चाहिए फ़िल्म। अब आपका जो इमेजिनेशन है, अगर वो इतना उड़ जाए कि आप रियलिज़्म से दूर हो जाएँ। अब देखिए ना, तो व्हाट आई मीन, वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट प्रोडक्शन डिज़ाइन इज़, यू नो? Production design is a science of understanding time and people and ways and habits and creating an artistic milieu which is true to the time, you know. We don't, I mean, in the West, you see, you can mark time through a car, you know what I mean? The cars that are used. हमने जिन फिल्मों में आपने नाम लिया है, उसमें सन 42 में वो सन 56 की मॉडल की गाड़ी दिखा रहे हैं, 55 की मॉडल। So you have to be, there has to be a lot of detailing that is required. It is aesthetic detailing that is missing in India.
So when you see the period films being made in India, it
I
makes
don't,
you cringe.
I just very scared कि अब पता नहीं क्या होगा। अब पता नहीं कहाँ से क्या आ जाएगा, कोई नायलॉन का बटन दिखाई देगा या क्या होगा, कुछ भी हो सकता है। कहीं सन 30 में फिएट क्या जाएगी, 60 मॉडल की, 70 मॉडल की, कुछ भी हो सकता है। घोड़ा भी जो है वो लगता है वो फिल्मिस्तान का घोड़ा चला रहा है। You know, you have to, I mean, when I was making Zuni, I spent a lot of time on horse gear, you know. I had a whole lot of these craftsmen of Kashmir working on armory, and I mean, I had no budget, but I had passion, you know what I mean? And had this passion of do it yourself, you know. And that was my kind of free time engagement with the subject of a film, you know what I mean? कि इसका जो एक tactile look है, value है, that should be true, you know what I mean? Should ring true. And then the play of light. Because light जो है वो, it heightens truth, you know, if you know how to use it. Otherwise it blinds the beauty, you know what I mean? तो वो चीज़ें की एक पूरी वो होती है। I think maybe because I'm a painter, I look at things differently. I look at textures differently. I look at, the feeling of words as a tactile expression of texture. You know what I mean? तो वो एक अलग ही डिसिप्लिन है वो, यहाँ पर ना किसी को सिखाया जाता है, ना कोई सीखने को तैयार है।
So in one clean sweep, you've dismissed all the Bollywood.
नहीं, मैंने कहाँ डिसमिस किया है। मैंने आपको
मैं तो
सिर्फ
नुक्स निकाल रहा हूँ।
आपको जो मैंने 4 चीजें बताई हैं ना, ये सब उसी में आती हैं। इस 4 चीज के बाहर नहीं है, और वो 4 चीजें इसलिए इम्पोर्टेंट है हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए।
So you're also coming out with a book to coincide with the re-release of Umrao, and Nasir sir, Shabana have all written forwards, and I'm not forwards, essays on the. So how did that come about?
See, I love books and I like publications, and I like, these are memorabilia which outlive time, you know. And Umrao Jan has, I mean, I've got cupboards and cupboards full of photographs and sketches and notes and this and that. So I was very keen to take people into the journey of Umrao Jan, you know, visual journey of Umrao Jan, and also get some authors to write about certain aspects which get negated, which are also could be part of production design, like Ira Makhoti, this lady who's written The Lion and the Lily. She's written a very beautiful time setting for the film, you know. I didn't want to write it myself, but she is an author who indulges in Awadh history. Then Rana Safafi, she wrote on the making of Umrao Jan. द कैरेक्टर. सो इस तरीके के बहुत ही अनोखे पहलू लेके लोगों ने उसको लिखा है. और उसमें हमने वो तमाम सब तस्वीरें जो रिकॉर्ड में थी हमारे पास, उनको सजाया है. इट्स अ नाइस विजुअल जर्नी which people will like to keep, you know. And people don't have a record of film photographs. अब मैं आपसे भी अगर पूछूं कि हमने आपसे शायद कहा था, तो कोई रखता नहीं है रिकॉर्ड.
No, Indians don't have a discipline of archiving.
And that I've inherited from my father. He's got newspaper cuttings from 1915. He's got all the World War cuttings. कि किस क्या weapons इस्तेमाल हुए, क्या हुए, कितने पैसे खर्च हुए. Every single thing that affects the human being, he's got cuttings on that. So sense of record is something which we need to understand. And sense of record is the essence of cinema, modern cinema. We need a very strong museum archive where people go and understand time. We don't understand time. यहाँ तो टाइमलेसनेस चला जा रहा है. मतलब वो कहीं के भी बादशाह हो सकते हैं, वो कहीं भी जाके कुछ भी कह सकते हैं, वो कुछ भी हो सकता है. मतलब बस डायरेक्टर की इमेजिनेशन है. Directors to imagination can't imagine beyond realism, you know what I mean?
There is an interesting scene in Gaman where Farooq first speaks in a Avdhi accent, and then it sort of becomes, you clearly show the demarcation with the Bombaya accent, where the other taxi drivers and all, it's very very stark.
नहीं, वो तो deliberately उसको हम लोगों ने वैसा उसका टेक्सचर बनाया है ना डायलॉग का.
Amazing, very nice. So I have to ask you a personal question. You've been married thrice, 3 kids. Have you been a good father or a better husband, or the best of a parent?
अब ये इन्हीं लोगों से पूछिए, मुझसे क्या.
No, you tell me. But as a parent, like both your, like, Shad is a filmmaker, Murad's a great actor. But what is the kind of advice, if at all, you have given them?
सी बच्चों को हमेशा आपसे शिकायत रहेगी. कोई बच्चा ऐसा नहीं होगा जो अपने माँ बाप से हमेशा खुश रहता है.
क्या शिकायत है आपके बच्चों को आपसे?
अब जाहिर है बच्चे वक्त मांगते हैं ना. वक्त हम समझ रहे हैं हम उनको आज़ादी दे रहे हैं, वो समझ रहे हैं हम उनको वक्त नहीं दे रहे हैं. बट आई थिंक I can't say anything because I've done my best and maybe I've done my worst also. But I have not done anything which is इतना कुछ हमने गलत नहीं किया कि हमको माफ ना किया जाए. And I think they've learnt a reasonable amount from me. But I think they have to learn more from themselves, you know what I mean? For themselves. Or this film that Shad is trying to complete, Zuni, is like a father-son story, you know what I mean? And he's done something which I think no son would do for his father, you know what I mean? And the same thing with Murad, he's trying his own to be himself. And at the same time, I think his inspiration comes from a lot of poetic metaphors which he's got from me. And I think poetic metaphors, मैं तो poet हूँ नहीं, लेकिन that will take him on his own journey, you know what I mean? He remembers poetry. I mean, the fact that he probably couldn't make it in Bollywood, which is anyway a mug's game sometimes, you know. He knows backwards full film dialogues of Al Pacino, you know. मतलब पूरा, with every little nuance he can copy Al Pacino, you know. So he's got that fire which he has to find his own way to be recognized. You know, I can't do anything more than that. And Sama is following my textile journey, and that is linked with the emancipation of the craftsmen, women, my own village. अब वो कहाँ कौन सी चीज़ फिट होती है मुझे नहीं मालूम.
You did your bit.
I've done more than my bit, and they also think that I've done less than my bit.
What about Shah's films? Do you see any touches of you in his filmmaking? Anything, any of his films that you've liked?
I think they're all nice. एक तो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ क्या है, he's got a sense of music, he's got a sense of lyrics, he's got a sense of humor.
Gulzar Saab praises him a lot
Hmm.
says of all the young filmmakers. Because Gulzar Saab has worked with some 1,000 debutant filmmakers. So when he was doing,
I think one thing is they've got a back, they've got they're people with spine. You know. बॉम्बे में स्पाइन टूटना बड़ी फर्स्ट कैजुअलिटी होती है नहीं.
well, thank you, sir, for being so patient with me and.
You being patient.
No, not at all. I'm so happy that I could
Thanks.
chat with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.